What is up, YouTube? It is like 9 o'clock, I think, right now, a little bit past 9. Let's check. Yeah, exactly 9 o'clock, 9:01. I broke a rule. I've got this rule in the shop. I think it's an important rule, and I would recommend it if you are getting into cars. And that is the habit of just cleaning up your tools and your messes. And I broke this rule intentionally. I was like, I am going to be out in the garage the next day working on it. Well, that was dumb because I don't usually work on the car on Sundays. The last day I worked on this was a Saturday, and I broke my rule. And I shouldn't have done that. And the reason for that is I always clean it up because that way when I come to the garage, I have a fresh start and I can get started on things. I mean, I left my ratchet out. I've got my sockets over there, dirty paper towels, just everything's out in a mess. So obviously not that big a deal. It's not the end of the world, but it's a good habit to have. And I think you should have the habit of keeping your stuff clean and organized. And so now I'm gonna go ahead and rather than get started on the car, because it's late and I could have been starting right now, instead I have to now clean. That said, if you're new to the channel, thank you for tuning in. Recently what we're doing is getting we have an EJ255 motor going together. That's a WRX motor. This is my 2012 Subaru WRX. We're putting this together, basically just refreshing everything except the short block. So head gaskets, we have rebuilt heads here, OEM plus, very nice. I did not do a good job showing the nice clean valves. That is my fault, and I am dumb for doing that. But brand new valves in the engine. They looked phenomenal. I'm gonna have to see if I have anything on my phone, pictures wise or anything. And if I do, I'll throw it up on the screen. But rebuilding the block. Right now we need to get our oil feed lines on. We need to get the timing covers on. We need to time the engine. We've got a new water pump. So lots of things to happen and go for this motor. And I would really like to get 99% of this done. However, I know I'm gonna be postponed because I do have some things I want to powder coat. It's 9 o'clock at night, and I have things I have to clean. I like having everything clean. When I was doing this originally, I used to, and you'll see my old videos, I had the biggest power steering leak, but now since we put a brand new 2015 SCI power steering rack in there, no more power steering leaks. And so that is obviously phenomenal. So I clean everything. I don't like leaks. I don't like anything like that. I do obviously have to the transmission used to leak, and the back cone, the rear where the drive line used to go in, not right where the drive line went in, but the last seal to the transmission, that used to leak. So granted, I don't have any fluids in the transmission, so I guess it could potentially leak because I haven't filled up the gear fluid in there. I haven't filled the power steering reservoir yet. We still have a lot of things to check for when it comes to leaks, but we're gonna do the fluids last, and we'll address it down the road when it happens, because everything is redoable if needed, obviously. So yeah, but like right here, as far as cleaning, and I'm just rambling, like these timing covers just have seen better days. I would really like to redo these and just get them cleaned up. If they don't come clean, I'm highly debating spray painting them, because if they're already look like trash, I might as well just spray paint them. I've got this high heat, high resistant paint, and it's like a satin gloss black. I think it looks pretty good. I know spray painting is kind of, rattle canning stuff's kind of trashy. It's kind of ghetto, let's be honest. It's not, in my opinion, I should say. If you are a rattle canner, no big deal. I don't like doing it a lot, but I would rather do a rattle can job than buying brand new timing covers. And ultimately, if the rattle can job turns out like crap, then we'll just buy new timing covers. But I'd rather rattle can it than it look just ashy and faded and gross. But I think we can get those cleaned up pretty well. There might be a better product than having a rattle can. Maybe I can do like a trim coat restore. I do have trim coat for like the outside of the car. That might work. I don't know. I mean, ultimately, like I said, we run them. They're replaceable. Not at the end of the day. And it is on the engine. And this is not a show car. So it's just a daily driver that I'm going to have reliable and fun. So again, I'm rambling. I tend to do that sometimes. Let's go ahead and get cleaning this up. Okay, guys. Well, I did get a little distracted on my phone, taking some phone calls and stuff, but This is why you clean the garage. It is now 9:26. So it took me 26 minutes. I got a little distracted with some phone calls and texting some other people right now, but it took me like 20 minutes to get everything cleaned up and have everything ready for me to start working on the car. But enough complaining about wasting time. Just be organized, save yourself time. It helps you down the road, and helps you know where things are. That didn't make sense. Know where you keep things and know where they are. That sounded better. I'm gonna go ahead and grab our parts that are over here off the shelf. Holy cow, I can't believe these are actually coming off the shelf. These bad boys have been sitting up here for a minute, you know what I'm saying? So let's get these off, cleaned. I'm probably just gonna get like a bucket of soapy water and degreaser and some water mixture, and just kind of clean everything by hand, wipe it down with a rag, dry it off with a rag, and that's gonna be my method today because I don't have like a parts cleaner. So that's how I'm gonna take care of that. Okay guys, well it is the next day. Whoops, I am knocking over my tripod. It's the next day and these parts I just cleaned up came out looking amazing. Check these out. All right, as you guys saw, they look phenomenal. They look new, which is really what I was going for. A couple things I need to do real quickly here. There's this black lining here on this bracket, and I'm just gonna take a heat gun to this and pull it off. I think that needs to be pulled off. We've got the new one sitting right here from Subaru, but taking a look, actually I think that should stay. Probably helps with the contact surface. So we're gonna leave that just in case. I don't think it'll hurt anything if it's the previous adhesion thing, so not a big deal. Gonna keep that on, and then the other thing is if you check the timing cover mount, you can see it's kind of like white and faded a little bit. I'm gonna see if I can restore it using a cool product I have, which is meant for exterior bumpers, but I need to check and see if it's still something I can use on. I mean, it's gotta be for all plastics. Give me 1 second here. It's over here in the corner. Okay, well, the product I have, guys, is the Cerakote trim coat. I bought this stuff forever ago and I have had yet to use it, so this will be my first time. I am going to be using it on the windshield wiper cover. I'm going to call that the rain guard for the engine bay, whatever you want to call it. Not a windshield wiper cover, obviously, but like that protects the motor. You get it. Anyways, I'm going to use it on this timing cover because it's in pretty rough shape. And supposedly this product should restore that to like an original black look. And ultimately, because I was going to spray paint this, to be honest, but I think this will be a better solution. And then ultimately, if it ends up looking like trash, I can hit it with a green Scotch-Brite pad and paint it later or something. And it is just the cover, so we'll figure it out. I don't want to leave it how it is, so I do want to try something. Right now, it's going to be some Cerakote. All right, guys, it is finally time to get the motor reassembled with, well, finishing touches. It's already obviously assembled, but we got like the turbo lines, we've got oil feed lines, things like that. And we have timing to do, which I'm very excited about. The timing kit I've got behind me, or in front of me, behind you guys, but very excited for that. I'll show you guys that and kind of do a little preview for that here in a minute, which I'm sure some of you already saw the box in the previous video. But as you can see right here, I was going through my bucket of bolts, and we got all of these bags that we're trying to get done today. So we got like our turbo mount, passenger, just like all these little notes. I don't know, I leave myself some notes for all my bags. We're gonna try and get all of these done, except that one. We don't need that one. So here's like the timing cover bolts. So I highly recommend you to have a bin freed up in Ziploc bags and a Sharpie, and mark everything you're going to be using. Like if I had just had a bucket of bolts, I would not have remembered that these are specifically for the timing bolts. If I literally just threw those in the bucket with all these other bolts, you would lose track. You would, especially if you're brand new. So be organized, get yourself some Ziploc bags, get yourself a Sharpie, take notes along the way. It will save you so much time down the road. So that is what I did, and it's extremely helpful. So yeah, right now we just need to get the inlets and things like this on before we get the timing covers on, because you do put your back timing cover on, and these turbo lines can be in the way of the timing covers. So you want to make sure you get everything done first. So let's go ahead and get started on that. All right, guys, just pulled these in from the outside, my timing covers from the outside into the garage because they were drying. They look phenomenal. I'm really happy with how these turned out. I did accidentally, and I'm gonna show you guys, but it's not a huge deal. I did touch one to see if they're done drying. And it seems like they're very sticky. I don't know if I put too much on there because I was rubbing it all over. I don't know if I ruined it the way I did it. I think they're also just drying still, because I did just do it probably within like the perfect half-hour time range that it says to let it dry before you drive around and get it wet. So, but I think I overcoated them, to be honest. I think that's my issue. So we'll see how they turn out later on down the road. But check out how nice they look as of right now. They look phenomenal, guys. I'm so happy about it. So right now I'm going to put them on because I don't want to stop. I'm putting on the backs at least so we can continue with timing, but I'm just going to make sure to not touch the fronts with my hands until they have more time to dry. So let me go ahead and get the back ones on. All right, guys. Before I can, so I've got the passenger side timing cover on. Before I can put the driver's side on, it would be best for me to change my water pump. So I think now is a good time for me to show you guys what timing kit we got and what we're putting on the car. So let's get that unboxed and show you guys what we have. All right, guys, this is the brand I got. I got the Azine, I believe is how you say it. I could be completely wrong. Timing belt and water pump. Here's the water pump, which we need right now. Some paper. Now, what's nice about this brand, and I've used this brand before, I think they do a great job, is they come with a metal water or a metal gasket for your timing pump, which is what you want. You don't want like a flimsy paper one. So this one comes with a metal one, which is great. It comes with the gaskets that you need with it, and it looks phenomenal. So let me get this out of the bag to show you guys what we have. So as you guys can tell, it is really good looking and it is built with really nice parts. I'm very, very excited. Let's try and get this put on the car. Hey guys, so the next part I've got here is our Subaru thermostat. You want to buy a OEM one for this. Don't buy any third-party thermostats. This part should be OEM, so that's what I did. In fact, here's the box for it with the part number. So you guys have that, but OEM thermostat, must have. Got the timing belt covers on, looking great, obviously. And now for the exciting thing, I get to put the cams back on the car. As far as torque goes for these guys, these are supposed to be like 5 foot-pounds. For the water pump, these are about 10 foot-pounds. I think if you're careful, you can do these good and tight. I just get these snugged up really well. That's all that really is. The timing belt covers, I'm not sure on the torque spec, but again, just good and tight. In fact, actually, something I just remember that's very important, for these, I'm going to go ahead and pull all these out real quick. Okay guys, so what I just did off camera, because my GoPro had overheated, every bolt that goes into the block of some nature, you want to put blue Loctite on. You do not want these backing out into your cam heads, into your belts, anything like that. Now, the thing with Subaru timing covers are the ones that, like this bolt, for example, goes straight into the timing cover. Up right here, all these bolts here, straight into the timing cover. Now, all these bolts are going to be on the exterior cover, or these are for the timing guides actually, just that bolt will be on the exterior cover. You do not want to blue Loctite that, because the next time you go to take this off, or if it's the next person, you want to be nice for them, this will strip out. You see how it's just plastic into here? It'll be so tight that it'll destroy the timing cover itself, and it'll just spin the bolt in the timing cover. So you'll have a really hard time. So the bolts that go directly into the block are the only ones that you want to blue Loctite, just like a drop or two, nothing excessive, and zip those into the block so that those don't back out while your car's running, obviously. So I went ahead and did that off camera while my GoPro overheated, and I'll wait for it to cool off. Now we're gonna go ahead and get the AVCS cams on, the cam gears, and then I did go ahead and start pulling out the timing components here. So we've got our bearings and our tensioner here and our nice belt. It comes with marks. I'll kind of explain what those are in a second, but like I mentioned, let's go ahead and get the AVCS bolts or AVCS heads and everything like that on the car. And I'm gonna look at the torque spec and let you guys know what those are, because I know they go pretty high, and we'll get that taken care of. Thank you.